focused on accuracy. I really want to see good punches. There we go. Touch her up. Make something happen. Way to push it. Good job. You fight like that, nobody can touch you. Good block. Nice block. Good block. Way to block that.
Coming up next, it's a UFC Women's Bantamweight Division matchup. Well, it sounds trite, but they say sometimes the best offense can be a good defense, and the cliche certainly applies here. She can stick and move with the best of them, and she's not afraid to hang in the pocket because she can do so without taking significant damage. She has frustrated some truly high-level opponents with her ability to stick and move and get her head off the center line.
This girl has ridiculous stamina. The ability to push a pace that her opponent can't keep up with is one of her strongest assets. Her cardio is off the charts.
Well, when you watch film on her, hard to see anything in terms of weaknesses, Joe. She is a true mixed martial artist, plus skills in all areas. Really not going to jump off the page in any one discipline, but she has proven to be a handful for just about anybody and just about everywhere the fight goes. With her skill set, she is comfortable anywhere inside that octagon.
This girl is a really well-rounded fighter, a full and complete mixed martial artist with an arsenal of techniques from Muay Thai, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, boxing. She can really do it all. So very unpredictable in that regard and very comfortable no matter where the fight goes.
All right, just about ready for live action. Here is tonight's tale of the tape. Nunes is 9 years the elder. She will have a 2-inch reach advantage. All right, now to get us started with the introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Bantamweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 9 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Amanda the Lioness Nunes. And now introducing your opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer and jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 5 wins, 4 losses. She stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 134 pounds. Fighting out Los Angeles, California, Haymaker. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
So Dan Mergliata shares the cage.
You ready? You ready?
Well, a huge night of UFC action coming your way. It all begins right now as we start up with this first fight from United Center in Chicago, Illinois. All right, ready to go for round 1. You know this division is wide open, but she's trying to close it, and she's doing everything in her power. She's won 3 in a row, trying to extend the winning streak to 4 here in the biggest fight of her career tonight. Oh, the right hand is there for her. Trying to establish that jab once again. All right, first round is underway, and you better watch out for the overhand punches when you're fighting an opponent of this caliber. It really has become a patented punch of hers.
Oh, flying knee! Oh, she's stunned. This could be it right here. Oh, very nice.
She blocked the punch.
She's utilizing good footwork, moving to the left.
Oh, huge shot there.
Those punches are very hard.
Oh, she leaned right into that uppercut, Joe. Not a good look there. We'll see if she can make some adjustments here. And those adjustments would start by just getting those gloves and getting those hands up to prevent any further damage. Lands a jab.
Oh, man, with that right leg kick. Oh, big kick.
And we got a fight on our hands. Left hand lands flush over the top.
Oh!
Wow!
This could be it.
Oh, big knee.
Oh, big shot.
Back to the feet.
Body kick, look at that. Nice leg kick.
She blocks that offense, Joe. Nunes gets hit with a kick. That one appeared to land flush. Beautiful technique on the straight right hand. Nice strike landed there by Nunes. Man.
Whoa. She hurt her with that.
Oh! And just like that, the fight is over.
Beautiful knockout blow to finish the fight here.
Yeah, Joe, that was just a near-perfect strike to end the fight. It landed flush. I'm not even sure her opponent saw it coming. And this is exactly the way she drew it up. She said, I need to win this fight, but I need to do it by stoppage. I can't leave it in the judge's hands. If I'm going to take my career to the next level, I've got to get the knockout win here tonight. Mission accomplished.
Watch this again here. Boom! Wow!
Well, there she is. Man, did she have it going here tonight as she gets the huge win by knockout, near perfect execution, and that could be one of the better knockouts of the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 48 seconds in the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Amanda Lioness of the Ring, Nunes.
Well, she's got all the tools, Joe, and she certainly put them to good use tonight as she gets the win and gets so with style points by way of the knockout. No judges needed for this one, and you can be sure her bankroll is going to be fatter on Monday morning. She'll probably get a bonus. At the very least, though, the celebration is on. You see there with her coaches and her teammates. Nothing better in all of pro sports than to win a mixed martial arts fight at the highest level. Congratulations.
Head kicks only here. Keep it on the feet and knock her out. Come on now, you gotta push the pace a little bit. Nice job using those combos. They'll never know that kick's coming. Get it back. If you want to land those kicks, you gotta set them up with combos. Nasty kick. Nice shot, but follow that up. Good work. Nice block. Nice block. Nice block.
All right, coming up next, it's a UFC Women's Bantamweight Division matchup. All right, here she is, ladies and gentlemen, really as well-rounded a mixed martial artist as we have in the UFC at present. Not going to wow you necessarily in any one area, but plus skills in every discipline of mixed martial arts, and a handful for anyone in this division just about anywhere the fight goes. With her skill set, she is comfortable anywhere in that octagon, a scary proposition for the rest of her fellow contenders.
This girl has amazing blocking technique. She can stand right in front of you, and you just can't hit her cleanly. She has such a huge advantage in that, and knowing that she has the ability to block and parry all of the different techniques that are coming her way.
Well, when you watch film on her, hard to see anything in terms of weaknesses, Joe. She is a true mixed martial artist. Plus skills in all areas. Really not going to jump off the page in any one discipline, but she has proven to be a handful for just about anybody and just about everywhere the fight goes. With her skill set, she is comfortable anywhere inside that octagon.
This girl is such a well-rounded fighter. She has a full arsenal of techniques at her disposal, and because she's so well-rounded, you never really know what she's going to do. Excellent takedowns, but excellent striking as well. Very good submissions, very good submission defense. She literally can do it all.
All right, without further delay, let's get you tonight's tale of the tape. 2 years apart, these two fighters with similar height and some differences in reach. To get us started, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Bantamweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 10 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Amanda the Lioness Nunes. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer and jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 3 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 134 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, lights out! And when the action begins, a referee in charge, Eve Levine.
The veteran Eve Levine draws the assignment here. Here we go. Well, she won her last fight by knockout. Now as round 1 gets underway, we'll see if she can keep that momentum going. She certainly made headlines, a bonus winning performance her last time out. Now she'll try to keep it going against someone who has been entrenched in the rankings for some time. Big left hand there inside. Well, it's been great to see her interact with her fans here during fight week, not just on social media, but actually getting out with the masses. She had a meet and greet at a local restaurant. You don't see that every day, Joe. Fighters who are trying to make weight actually go out of their way to make media appearances and fan appearances during fight week. I think it's a gesture that will go a long way in establishing her as a fan favorite, not just in this market, but with UFC fans around the world. Looks like the referee is going to step in here. Yes, he does, and motions the fighter back up. Well, she left her body wide open, Joe, and as such, she paid for it there. Beautifully placed and landed kick to the body. Let's see if she makes the adjustments here defensively to avoid absorbing any more kicks to the body. 2 minutes have expired.
Wow! This could be it right here.
Oh! And just like that, the fight is over.
Outstanding timing and accuracy for a knockout victory.
Yeah, Joe, that was just a near-perfect strike to end the fight. It landed flush. I'm not even sure her opponent saw it coming. And this is exactly the way she drew it up. She said, I need to win this fight, but I need to do it by stoppage. I can't leave it in the judge's hands. If I'm going to take my career to the next level, I've got to get the knockout win here tonight. Mission accomplished.
And here we see it from a different angle.
And there she is after the massive knockout. That is one they will be talking about for quite some time. All right, here's Bruce Buffer now with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Evil Things called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 2 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Amanda the Lioness Nunes.
Well, she's got all the tools, Joe, and she certainly put them to good use tonight as she gets the win and gets so with style points by way of the knockout. No judges needed for this one, and you can be sure her bankroll is going to be fatter on Monday morning. She'll probably get a bonus. At the very least, though, the celebration is on. You see there with her coaches and her teammates. Nothing better in all of pro sports than to win a mixed martial arts fight at the highest level. Congratulations.
That's how you block. Nice block. That's how you block.
Coming up next, it's a UFC Women's Bantamweight Division matchup. Well, it sounds trite, but they say sometimes the best offense can be a good defense, and the cliche certainly applies here. She can stick and move with the best of them, and she's not afraid to hang in the pocket because she can do so without taking significant damage. She has frustrated some truly high-level opponents with her ability to stick and move and get her head off the center line.
This girl has excellent footwork. It's one of her strongest qualities. She is very difficult to hit, and she can close the distance and hit you very quickly. Very tough to train with anybody who can emulate the type of footwork that she possesses.
All right, so here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Nice pop from the crowd. And let's start with her wrestling, Joe Rogan. Truly high level, bordering on world class. And she figures to lean on the offensive wrestling in this particular matchup. Not just good at getting fighters down, but controlling them once they're on the canvas. As good an offensive wrestler as there is in this division, you got to think she's going to shoot early and often tonight.
This girl's wrestling is her specialty. That is what she does best. She's going to want to try to take this fight to the ground. Very good takedowns, very good takedown defense as well. So if she gets the better of the stand-up, she may decide to use her wrestling in reverse.
And here is tonight's tale of the tape. So a more than 5-year gap between these two fighters when it comes to the age, with similar height and some differences in reach. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Bantamweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 11 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Amanda the Lioness Nunes. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a grappler, holding a professional record of 6 wins, 4 losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 134 pounds. Fighting out of the Republic of Dagestan, Russia, the Giant. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Dan Mergliata.
Dan Mergliata, your referee.
You ready? You ready?
Here we go. Well, her last win by knockout will be a tough act to follow as round 1 gets underway here. She really busted onto the radar of UFC fans by knocking out her last opponent. So now with momentum and the winning streak in tow, she will try to do it again and potentially position herself for a shot at somebody in that top 5. Might even be a title shot. Got to get a win here, and certainly a finish would be useful as well. Right hand is there over the top. All right, first round is underway, and let's see how early, Joe, she can establish her kicking game. She has got as much power in her legs as any fighter in this division. She attacks the body with great effect. She'll go to the legs, she'll go high. Let's see how early she can find her range here tonight. Oh! Big shots exchanged in the pocket there. Splits the guard, connects with the punch there, Joe.
Really threw a lot of power into that uppercut, but missed.
Nice straight there by Nunes.
Oh! This could be it. Hard uppercut. Oh! She might try to finish this fight here. Wow! This could be it right here. Oh, big knee! Oh my goodness! Back up.
Nice counter left there.
Body kick, look at that.
Well, she got kicked flush to the body there, Joe, right underneath her elbow, right underneath that guard. But it almost looks as though she's...
Wow! She's knocked down.
Back to the feet.
Oh! This could be it.
And just like that, the fight is
excellent timing here to land a big left hand to stop the fight.
Yeah, Joe, I'm not sure she could have drawn it up much better. Just a beautiful strike to end the fight for her opponent, who candidly may not have even seen that flush shot coming. So this is exactly the way she drew it up. She told us during fight week that she had to find a way to finish this fight, to send a message to the rest of this division. Message sent.
Here it is one more time. Bang.
And there she is after the massive knockout. That is one they will be talking about for quite some time. We go right inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer. He has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Bergliata has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 17 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Amanda Lioness of the Ring, Lioness.
And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. She has the potential to be an absolute superstar, especially given what she did tonight. Biggest knockout victory of her career. Certainly kept the judges out of it, as she said she was going to do. Maybe she gets a bonus, I'm not sure. One thing I am sure of, Joe, she is going to get a high-profile opponent next. And she is going to enjoy this evening tonight celebrating with her coaches and teammates.
All right, now we're kickboxing. I want to see you land as many kicks as you can until I say stop. Way to be precise. Mix it up. Not it. That's the way. Well done. Nobody's going to be able to block that. work on accuracy. I really want to see good punches. Push yourself. There we go. Touch her up. Great target. Good work. Pinpoint. Nice punch. Not quite good enough this time. We need you to work on your accuracy with your punches. Let's be smart with our punches. I want to see a high accuracy rate. Beautiful. There we go. Nice shot. That's perfect. Right on the button. Let's push. Nice. Keep going. Good work. Great block. Good block. All right, head kicks only. I want you to throw power. Good job. You got to follow that up, though. Now what? Way to keep her off balance with those combos. Those kicks are nasty. Can't just stand on the outside all day. Get in there. Nice job with the combos. That's how you keep her off balance. Step inside and bang away. If that's the way you train, you should hang it up now. All right, we're kickboxing only right now. Let's keep it on the feet, no takedowns. I want to see those head kicks. Tie it together now. Make something happen. Great job. That's how you put kicks in after combos. Come on there. That was a perfect round. You used your hand, you used your feints, you used your combos. You really set up that head kick. All right, stand up only this time. I need you to knock your opponent down. More combos! Get it back. Beautiful shot. Let's put her down now. Come on! You gotta do more damage. Look out! Good block. Great job, man. You're hitting like a truck.
I'm Megan O'Leary, and this is your UFC Minute. As a fighter's wins begin to add up, the pressure to maintain momentum becomes a major factor. Every fighter who competes in the octagon will tell you that she will take a win by any means possible. But as one of the UFC's top strikers, this women's bantamweight star is taking the judges out of the equation, as she has used fists and feet to finish each of her opponents during her winning streak by way of spectacular knockout. That's it for today. Stay tuned for your next UFC Minute, and I'll see you at the fights.
All right, coming up next, it's a women's bantamweight matchup between Lauren Murphy and Amanda Nunes. All right, here she is, ladies and gentlemen, making her way to the octagon, so the wait is nearly over for this rivalry matchup here tonight. These fighters do not like each other. That is not breaking news. If you'd followed this fight during fight week, the bad blood getting up in each other's faces at the weigh-in, we'll see who emerges in this rivalry matchup here tonight.
This girl has ridiculous power in her kicks. Her kicking technique is supreme, and she is one of the best knockout artists in this division with her legs. Look for her to try to stay on the outside and utilize those extremely powerful kicks.
All right, here she is, ladies and gentlemen, really as well-rounded a mixed martial artist as we have in the UFC at present. Not going to wow you necessarily in any one area, but plus skills in every discipline of mixed martial arts, and a handful for anyone in this division just about anywhere the fight goes. With her skill set, she is comfortable anywhere in that octagon, a scary proposition for the rest of her fellow contenders.
This girl has monstrous knockout power. It's one of her biggest assets, and she is extremely confident in it. She will step forward towards her opponent knowing that one of her shots is all it takes to close the show.
All right, without further delay, let's get you tonight's tale of the tape. 4 years apart with similar height and reach. Now for the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This woman is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 12 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Amanda the Lioness And now introducing your opponent, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 13 wins, 4 losses. She stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Glendale, Arizona, USA, Lauren Murphy. And in the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
The veteran Herb Dean draws the assignment here. We are ready to go with round 1 here. All right, so here we go with round 1 as we get this rivalry matchup underway. These fighters, of course, do not like each other. Oh! Big left. How about that shin?
Oh! This could be it! She might try to finish this fight here.
Oh, straight right. Oh! Well, she ate that hook shot like a champion, Joe, but she's got to be careful moving into her opponent's range, largely unguarded. She has been susceptible here early. We'll see if she can adjust. Well, that one should leave a mark. Outstanding leg kick employed there by Nunes. Nice punch there by Murphy. Oh! And just like that, the fight is over.
That's it! Wow! Wow! Man! And here's the end of the fight. Let's take a look at that from a different camera. And here it is again. Lands perfectly, and that's the end.
And there she is after the huge knockout victory here tonight. What a moment for this young fighter. You got to feel pretty good for her, Joe. And we go inside the octagon. Bruce Buffer has your official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Deans called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 46 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Amanda the Lioness Nunes.
Well, Joe, I got to think the only thing better than winning a UFC fight is winning one against one of your chief rivals, and that is exactly what we had here tonight as she celebrates with her coaches and training partners. Big, big moment in the career of this fighter here tonight.
go. That's how you block. That's how you block. That's it. Work for the armbar.
It is a women's bantamweight matchup between Amanda Nunes and Alpha Cat Zingano. So here's the former UFC Women's Bantamweight title challenger, Alpha Cat Zingano, training under the outstanding Eric Del Fiero at Alliance MMA there in Southern California. Big spot for Cat Zingano here tonight. Finally healthy, able to make the walk once again. No denying just how devastating a fighter this is when she is on. We'll see if Cat Zingano is on tonight.
Cat Zingano has determination, heart, will, and some devastating knees and elbows to go along with it. Her striking is amongst the best in the world at 135 pounds.
All right, so here she is making her way to the octagon, and this is a first for her. First time on the main card. Her previous UFC fights were all on the prelims. Now we'll see if the performance can raise up with the added pressure. She has become a very popular fighter. Bigger audience here in the house tonight. A lot more eyeballs will be on this fight than her last one. We'll see if her performance can come up to that level as she tries to stamp herself a title contender in her first fight on the main card.
This girl has ridiculous power in her kicks. Her kicking technique is supreme, and she is one of the best knockout artists in this division with her legs. Look for her to try to stay on the outside and utilize those extremely powerful kicks.
All right, almost ready to go with this one. Here is tonight's tale of the tape. Nunes is 32. Zingano is 38. Nunes will have a 1-inch reach advantage. All right, now to get us started, we go inside the octagon where we find Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 11 wins, 5 losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, Alpha Cat Zingano!
A
And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 13 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Amanda the Lioness And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Eve Levine.
The veteran Eve Levine draws the assignment here. We are underway. All right, round 1 is underway. Good to have you with us, and this will be her first fight on the main card. She has been wildly successful on the prelims throughout her UFC career, and the fans... Oh! Big left.
This could be it right here.
Oh, there's the head kick. Looked like there might have been a window there. Instead, it is blocked by Zingano. Not a fighter you want on your back. She's got her back now. She lands a foot stomp, Joe.
Very nice elbow from the bottom.
Well, that's been a big weapon for her here tonight. Another big elbow by Nunes. Zingano gets caught by the elbow.
Deep breath there and reset. Good defense there.
Nice punch by Zingano.
Look at this.
Beautiful hook there for her,
Hard
Joe.
left hook.
That goes in and secures the takedown.
Trying to spin to the back.
Man, her submission attempts keep on coming. Going for the choke now.
That choke looks locked up tight. Could be it. She might have to tap. This choke continues to get tighter. Outstanding. Set it up, close it off, got the choke for the tap.
Well, they get the desired result here tonight, Joe. You know she's been working hard on her submissions, and clearly it played out that way here tonight. A near-perfect setup on the choke. She clearly got it sunk in deep and ultimately forces her high-level opponent to tap out. Crazy turn of events here tonight.
And here it is again, absolutely perfectly executed. And finally, one more time, no choice but to tap.
So there she is, your winner by way of submission. That's a finish they'll be talking about for some time. All right, we now go inside the octagon. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eve Levine's called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 18 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out,
Well, that is exactly how you seize the main card spotlight as she gets it done in what was her first UFC main card fight. So the celebration is on with her coaches, rightfully so, after the biggest win of her UFC career here tonight.
All right, we're kickboxing only right now. Let's keep it on the feet, no takedowns. I want to see those head kicks. I want to see more. Get it back. Not it. Training like this is what's going to make you beat her. That's what I want to see. Nice block. Good block. Ooh, good block. Way to block. Good block. I see you set up submissions from full mount. You gotta get your leg out. Don't let that happen. There's no advantage if they stand up. Right there, pop your hips. We gotta submit in that position. Come on, we can't stay still. You gotta submit. There we go. Way to work for it. That's it. You gotta squeeze that. That's it. Work for that submission. Nice choke. The fight's coming soon. We gotta see improvements. All right, in the full mount, let's work on those submissions. Keep that position. That's it. Nice work. Extend that arm. Keep going. There we go. Nice transition. Good submission. There we go. Let's work for that. You got to work there. Your submissions are looking great.
is a women's bantamweight showdown between Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes. All right, here she is, ladies and gentlemen, really as well-rounded a mixed martial artist as we have in the UFC at present. Not going to wow you necessarily in any one area, but plus skills in every discipline of mixed martial arts, and a handful for anyone in this division, just about anywhere the fight goes. With her skill set, she is comfortable anywhere in that octagon, a scary proposition for the rest of her fellow contenders.
This girl has some of the best takedown defense I've ever seen inside the octagon. She's so good at stuffing takedowns and punishing her opponents that she actually discourages takedown attempts. One of the best in the business at stuffing takedowns.
A grappler at her core, but with power for days. Here is the mean, nasty Venezuelan vixen, Juliana Pena. She is a no-nonsense fighter who became the first woman to win the Ultimate Fighter back in 2013, dealt with a devastating knee injury, but when she returned, she did so with guns blazing and immediately vaulted into bantamweight title contention. Juliana Pena chasing down UFC glory and looking to pick up where she left off tonight.
This girl is so good at taking fighters to the ground from the clinch. She has a full arsenal of takedowns and throws from the clinch. Tying up with her is a dangerous proposition.
All right, just about ready for live action. Here is tonight's tale of the tape. Pena is 31, Nunes is 32. Same numbers on reach. To get us started with the official introductions, we go inside to the veteran voice of the octagon. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 13 wins, 3 losses. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Amanda the Lioness Nunes. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a professional record of 13 wins, 5 losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Spokane, Washington, Juliana, the Venezuelan vixen, Pena! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Murgliata.
Dan Murgliata.
You ready? You ready?
Dateline, Houston, Texas, always going to be back in the H-Town as we get underway here from Toyota. Pena gets tagged by that kick. That can't feel real good, Joe.
Oh, beautiful combination. Look at that. That is high-level ground game there.
Getting tighter.
And she's out. She got free. And she's inside control. Excellent movement here on the ground. Postures up. That's a clean left hand.
Big
Huge
elbow there,
elbow
Lance.
to the head. Tremendous TKO. Great stoppage by the referee.
Yeah, Joe, I would agree with you. That was a good stoppage by the referee. She was not effectively defending herself, and the opponent was doing some real damage. It became a dangerous situation. I think it's the right call by the official, and she will live to fight another day.
We can see it here on a different angle. There are some big shots getting through here. Vicious ground and pound combination that leads to the TKO. And we can see it here from another angle. One after another, these strikes land until the referee has seen enough.
So a big TKO victory for her here tonight. She executed to a T, and she makes a major statement to the rest of this division.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Murgliata has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 39 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Juliana, the Venezuelan vixen,
So the Venezuelan vixen has done it again as Juliana Pena celebrates this UFC win with her corner. It appears as though she is finally regaining her form after that severe knee injury that took place a few years back. When Pena is on, there is no denying that she is one of the toughest outs for anybody at 135 pounds.